So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Typically, I typically prefer in such kind of events to show something whereby how a particular, I would say, department has moved from one function from average to the excellence and things like that by deploying the Kaizen, by deploying data analytics and things like that. But today I'm sharing a very different kind of, I would say, perspective and a glimpse of something how Corona can actually impact an organization and Corona can, how it can haywire the things, all the plans which we might be having. And that's the agenda of this story. So today I'm not going to share any data, what we collected and all such kind of a thing. It's a very different kind of a perspective. You can consider as a case study whereby an organization entered into the forced rediscovery of itself. So to start with, uh, I will start with a brief introduction so that you can visualize that who we are and what we are doing. Then I'm going to show you some kind of a snapshot of February to 2020, then what happened in March, then a subsequent months, major milestones, status as in date, and way forward. So to start with, MedicoExperts is actually a global virtual hospital that provides surgical and medical interventions in India as well as overseas. So we are the organization actually which is responsible to take Indian healthcare and make it popular across the globe. And as part of that activity, we are bringing the patients from African countries, from the Gulf countries, SAARC, CIS countries to India and get them treated. So we do have a different instruments to do that. We are doing the medical camps. We do have an online video consultation platform, and medical tourism is something what we call as an our revenue generation mainstream, whereby when the patients comes here, get them treated, and that's how we make some money. And as of now, last few, there are almost 60 countries of our patients which we have served in one way or other, sometimes by the consultation, sometimes by the medical tourism, sometimes by the activities and things like that. So we are, in summary, is a global virtual hospitals which are providing a virtual doctor and skill framework. We are doing the series going out by taking the doctor teams in a different countries and things like that. And that's what the organization is. So till the point January, February, we were peak of our performance. And if I need to give the glimpse of what was the snapshot of Feb 20, just in January, February, we did some medical camps in Bangladesh and Cameroon. There is a pipeline of more than 50 patients was identified who are supposed to visit India for their tax treatments in next 2 to 3 months. And these are the surgical procedures for which they were expected to come. Again, if I need to give you a snapshot of Fab itself, there are all... Hello? Somebody wants to ask something? Okay, I guess by mistake. So there were 12 patients who were actually doing their travel arrangements, their visas were done, all such kind of things. They were just trying to manage their logistics, ticket bookings, and all such kind of things. If I need to give you the glimpse of where we were on our SEO activities, there were 5 keywords which were trending as a #1 listing in Google. There were a separate activities where some 20 surgeries were identified in Nigeria, and we were in the stage of what should be the best date. Shall we? There should be the 15th of March or 27th of March or something like that. Again, there were 8 patients in India which were undergoing the treatment, and all the paid advertisements were in full flow. So this is typically, I would say, a snapshot of a month for an organizations like us, where there are some medical, some results-oriented activities, some revenue-oriented activities, some pipeline creation activities, and some marketing and advertisement activities. All was in full flow, and we were expecting that we would be hitting the new heights in terms of our numbers. And then some announcement happened. and that was on 11th of March 2020, whereby all of a sudden the government of India announced that all the visas are cancelled, which practically means that which practically means that our 97% of the revenue stream becomes zero all of a sudden. So for an organization like us, where our prime business case is in India, we typically do the more of the social services. Whomsoever looking for a treatment, we provide them advices free of cost and just kind of a relationship building with the hospital kind of a thing. But our major revenues comes always from the international operations. So when the visas were closed, so our revenue streams were zero. The business pipeline which we have created from last the efforts of 4 to 6 months vanished in just one morning. As usual, there was an uncertainty if I need to talk about the scenario of March, mid-March or something like that. Nobody was very sure of when this is going to be lift up, when the life is going to be normal, when the business is going to be normal. And we were discussing that if the borders are closed, then the patients would be in a panic situations. And whenever we are going to tell them, please come to India. And if we have declared our borders to be closed, which means we announce the panic situation to the world, whether they will be feel comfortable to come to India and things like that. And obviously, as a business, definitely, whatever the cash reserves we do have, how many days it's going to serve us and save us. So for all practical purposes, we had a crash landing, absolutely midway of our flight. So as usual, we had team meetings and things like that, what the best we can do. And here I'm really lucky to announce that the team actually decided that we are not going to be the victims. We want to be the warriors. We really don't want to grieve about what has happened, but we want to put our energies on a different ways, how we can do something and very different and can ensure that in the troubled times we are able to move ahead. So as part of that brainstorming, we try to analyze the patterns of the earlier pandemics, what kind of requirements can be coming and how the trends will go. And after the very thorough brainstorming, we reached to the conclusion that if this pandemic is going to get intense, the demand of the sanitizers, masks, and all such kind of a preventive gadgets are definitely going to boom up. And we actually took the step one. We identified one of the best German product. It was a Dr. Schumacher's project with a brand name Acceptoman, which was absolutely perfect mix for the viruses like the corona, and was having the capability to actually kill in 30 seconds. The product which was in 75% isopropyl alcohol and all such kind of things. We ordered that. So happy to share that all the stock within 2 days were vanished. And we thought, obviously, there is a new direction whenever it comes. It gives immense pleasure. So we moved to order a next batch. And we got to know that Germany has banned the exports. And they actually not only banned the exports, recalled all the stocks across the globe, which was there, and even all the stocks which were in India was supposed to be called, went back to Germany. So this was our first beautiful step. Then we identified that let's identify some Indian product. So we zeroed down again with quite a lot of research, which one is the most closest to the WHO recommendations and not based on typical ethanol based, which is a myth kind of a thing, true sense isopropyl based with the right composition, which can actually equivalent to what we first chose as a German product, which is an absolute fit for the cause. We are successful to get that, and we actually ordered it, and when it was shipped from The factory, I guess it was close to some 18th March, or I'm not able to recall the right date, was close to some 18th March or something like that. The lockdown was announced. The truck which was carrying the whole consignment was standing on the borders of Mumbai for 3 continuous days because the borders was locked, the transport was locked down, there was absolutely haphazardness, there is no clarity given by the government at that point of time what should happen for any trucks which is moving. So all the movements for all of a sudden stopped. Somehow, with quite a lot of a struggle with the intervention of the government and the I would say government officials of the Maharashtra government helped us on during those days. But there is another event which was waiting for us. So the government announced the DPC. So the sanitizers which were having the MRP of 490, and the truck was standing on the borders in a big lot. All of a sudden, the I would say MRP has been forced to reduce by 250 for 500 ml of this hand sanitizers. So we were having a big stock in hand, which is standing outside the state, and the regulations got changed.
Neeraj, you have
So somehow
five
we,
more minutes. 5 more
sure,
minutes.
sure, please. So somehow we managed that also, try to position it to some kind of a corporates and things like that. And then we also realized that there is an exports which are there are quite a lot of demands outside of different products. So we secured the 3-ply mask from Italy, order of that I would say. And then again the government actually banned the exports of the ventilators, disposables, masks, coveralls, all of a sudden. So this is a long journey. So the time is less. I am also moving forward. So let me share. These are the multiple steps. What happens after step 9? This is somewhere around June 2020. As again, I'm going to. We are the distributors of Alliance products, distributors of the Asian products, the whole complete Viro product series. We are a Maharashtra super stockist of Steel Bud and 95. We do have a marketing rights of a Mumbai-based cotton mask manufacturer called Shri Balaji Fashions. We are a distributors of the V Combat face shields, manufacturer of Ayurvedic immunity boosters. Online selling is started through Amazon. Online video consultations for the second opinions were happening. We was having a network of 300 chemists and retailers in Mumbai in the month of June 2020. And we were having our own distributor channel in Pune, Nasik, and Amravati. So this was the journey right from the February to the June. And the 3 steps I have shown, similar another 2-3 steps were also there in May. But after 9 steps, we were there. Again, I guess one more snapshot. So all of a sudden, our Indian citizens are becoming, I would say, the bravest persons of the earth. So they don't need any sanitizers anymore. There are oversupply of products. Every damn organization is into the market doing the same kind of products. Demands reduce. The shelf of the retailers uh, is not moving at all. They are moving, but very slowly. And international business, what we anticipated that the international business is going to be restricted for 2-3 months, there was no signs of revival. So we had one more dip. Let me show you the update as on date. So we have one more ton of a rediscovery in August. So we started focusing on an online one. So it's now taking place. Due to the unlock series, the focus shifted to the corporates now. Government also started medical visas for emergency cases, which means now our regular businesses start coming up. Distribution channel is plateauing. So whatever the curve they face, now getting stabilized, and we can expect the steady business coming from these channels. Again, the protocols are being discussed, which means a revival signals are coming. And another thing which I would say, India is getting ready to accept the online consultation. The way we used to see the FMCG some 8 to 10 years back, where we were so uncomfortable to order the clothes and shoes and were restricted just to the books and the perfumes. we actually ordering the books rather than a books, the clothes, all the touch and feel feeling. Now after this pandemic, the India is getting ready for having an online consultation, video consultation as a means of pay. And what we achieved so far, we actually chasing a target zero, and which was the difficult one. And the target zero is a zero pink slip in the organization. And I'm happy to share that we achieved that. So what's the way forward? We learned that this continuous rediscovery is going to be the way of the organization. And in next year, we will have at least equivalent to international business or domestic business stream running for us. And this is what I would say the Corona has helped us to rediscover us and give us a new shape in last 6 months. And that's how typically we say Happy Teachers Day to Corona. So how does it happen? The source of energy is definitely a very lovely team. I just want to, because they are actually responsible for that. So top left, right from Priyanka, then Monal, then Ashish, then Pralay, then downwards Tausif, Manish, Sandeep, Kanchan, and the rightmost is our Commander-in-Chief, Varshavan. So this is all about from me, ladies and gentlemen. Please feel free to have any questions. So it's a very different case study I have shared with you, right from my conventional roles. So this is what we did in last few months.
Thank you, Dheeraj, for sharing the resilience story, I would say. How you are tackling this business situation. Ashish, with any question before we hand it over to Praveen? Any question?
No question.
Okay, Ashish. Right. Right. You're mute, I think. Okay, so thank you, Dheeraj. I think it's quite fascinating to learn from your experiences, and all the best. That you'll be,
Sorry,
overcoming the COVID. Yeah, sorry.
yeah,
Yes,
Devraj.
please,
Sorry, I was
please.
on mute. I don't know what.
Yes,
So,
yes, please.
so very nice. I mean, just a observation. I mean, really great story. So, how do we keep rediscovering in this time? So, but do you see any kind of revival which you see for your original business in terms of the medical tourism, if I understand correct, or is it still?
We do anticipate that by the month of January or February, we should have a starting a first set of pupils coming here. See, as a matter of fact, this is one, I would say, our great country where media is so talks about in superlatives. So at this point of a time, when we are talking about the 95,000 cases a per day, we as an Indians have learned to live with it. But anybody from outside, when they see
Yeah,
it, they find this situation very scary. So I'm sure when the flights will open up, it's going to take 2 to 3 months more to build a confidence to all the external persons on India. They do have a confidence on healthcare and all such kind of things, but the panic situation has to dilute down, and then we can
I
expect the
agree.
normalcy in our
I think
business coming up.
I think we should learn from China. Nobody talks about them. It talks about the pandemic there now.
Sure.
That's a very long discussion, and
Yeah, yeah.